I'm Brian Batista, my friends call me Bunny, and I'm standing out front of the Louvre. I've been here a number of days and I'm still surprised how many times I find a new section, a new place. I haven't even looked at the drawings yet. Still so much more to do. I'm in the French sculpture gardens at the Louvre. Little known fact, my favorite form of art is white marble, although I can never see myself working my ass off chipping away at rocks. Plus, they're big, heavy objects, and you need a lot of tools to do them. As well as a lot of space, a lot of time, and money. My BFA degree is in sculpture, but we never studied or aspired to anything like this. And it's a real shame, because I'm sure we would have benefited a lot. But, I mean, we did learn about it, presented as fact or history in our art history classes. But we were never really taught or had the opportunity to learn the techniques to create work like this. And that seems to be something that was lost more due to modernity. It's making a comeback. I mean, this place is packed. Look at all the people who are coming to see and enjoy these works from the past. These pieces are still here today, and they're having an effect. I mean, in part, due to the fact that they're rocks, so they last. Secondly, they're amazing and beautiful, but also they've been housed, they're being looked after and cared for, valued, and celebrated. And that brings us to the most celebrated geniuses of art from the Renaissance, Leonardo da Vinci, who has a number of works on exhibit here, the most famous of which is, of course, the Mona Lisa, seen here in the busiest room in the museum, surrounded by the largest group of tourists. She's so tiny and unassuming, but look around the rest of the room or some of the other rooms in the museum, and there are amazing pieces everywhere. It's kind of unbelievable and overwhelming. Great paintings in giant golden frames and lavishly decked out rooms in this former palace, coming from every country, from every art movement / period of the past, up until modern times. This is Bunny's heaven. But it's also heaven for any lover of classical art forms. I'm here with a focus on getting really close and looking at the application of paint. I'm taking a boatload of reference photos to add to my collection for future study, building curriculum, and teaching purposes. I've got to fill it up here so I can bring it back to you guys in Cowtown. It's surprising to me how many places can be empty and how many places can be super full in this giant museum. I'm by myself for once with Ingras. Did a little study of this in my sketchbook. Screw standing with a tiny sketch pad. These folks figured out how to have it made. But really, if I ever do make it back here, I want to set up doing one of these. Right underneath the master, copying and paint at the foot of their masterpiece. How cool would that be? Photos and reproductions just can't do justice to the color, size, or even the way the artist treated the paint in the actual piece. You really have to stand up close and see it to learn the most. With 35,000 works of art, and a huge portion of those are oil paintings, I'm surprised there are not more places to sit and just look. I walk around non-stop for most of the hours of most of the days that I'm here. It's so big, it's hard not to get lost and disoriented as to where you are, or to walk in an organized way through the periods. If you don't know what period of art history you're in or what country it's from, unless, of course, you know your art history, and luckily, I did pay attention enough in art school. I took extensive notes of my reflections and thoughts and observations alongside the photos and photos of the labels. And I really wish I could show more here. There are so many great artists, but due to this format of this vlog, I just couldn't squeeze it all in. Also due a little bit to the format of my lens and the length and spacing I could get in some of these rooms is a limiting factor in what I can show. They definitely don't allow the use of tripod shots or selfie sticks. Besides, most of the work is super highly varnished, which you can see in this video, which makes it incredibly hard to get a good direct shot on anyways. Really, there's only one answer that can solve away all these issues. I'm certain that you're convinced by now, and if you haven't already visited, that you gotta get on a plane and get your butt over to Paris so you too can visit the Louvre. I'm already 2 weeks in before I realized I haven't been making any show outros. So leave your comments below, like and subscribe. As they say here, adieu and au revoir.